Nurse arrested for abusing nephew with heated laundry iron in Awka. Good morning. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Ajuluchukwu Okabwe. Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Works and Infrastructure has commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the ongoing construction of the Solution Fund City in Awka, highlighting its potential to boost tourism, improve the state's economy, and enhance the quality of life for residents. The chairman, House Committee on Works and Infrastructure, Engineer Iman Wafo, who also represents Urumba South constituency, gave the commendations following the committee's inspection of several major projects currently underway in the state capital, including the Solution Fund City and a 10-story 5-star hotel in Awka. House of Assembly correspondent Emmanuel Chibata filed this report.
The inspection, the committee was given a detailed tour of the construction sites, allowing them to check the materials being used, assess the progress and quality of the work being carried out, which they observed were in conformity to standard. Speaking at the event, Engineer Nwafo stated that the projects are aligned with the governor's vision of transforming Anambra into a modern state that is attractive to both tourists and investors. He noted that the Solution Fund City, once completed, will serve as a major tourism hub, drawing visitors from across Nigeria and beyond, thereby stimulating the economy of the state. The lawmaker emphasized that the Solution Fund City would provide residents with much-needed recreational facilities that will improve the quality of life in the state and create a lively and engaging environment for families and individuals alike.
And actually they are promising to deliver before December this year. And in the Anambra will be surprised that people will be jubilating here by December this year.
Engineer Nwafo pledged that the committee will continue their oversight role to ensure that the projects are completed to the highest standards. On behalf of the company handling the Solution Fund City project, Engineer Chukwuemeka Edmond said the project, which has several features, is at the finishing stage and would be completed at the end of September.
The project is at the finishing stage. As you can see the roof process coming up. You can see the plastering going on. And for the equipment base, you can see we are ready for installations. And we are sure that going by this period, we will finish in the record time.
In Awka, Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
Amarachukwu Happiness Nzekwe, a 38-year-old nurse, has been arrested for abusing a 13-year-old nephew with heated laundry iron in Anambra State. The incident that went viral on social media was brought to the attention of the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Anambra State, Mrs. Ifi Obinabo, on Sunday, 18th day of August 2024, while the arrest was made the following day. The perpetrator, Mrs. Nzekwe, a native of Ezinifite in Agwato local government area of the state, said that she only disciplined her nephew after he stole from her. According to the perpetrator, the weapon used in inflicting the injury on the victim was a well-heated laundry iron, after which she locked him up at home without any proper medication. Speaking immediately after rescuing the boy, the Women Affairs Commissioner, who was visibly angry over the incident, assured that justice will be gotten for the little boy under Professor Chukwuma Soludo's administration, and warned intending offenders to desist forthwith or face the law, as such dastardly acts will not be tolerated in the state. As at the time of this report, the suspect has been handed over to the police for further investigations. The immediate past member that represented Anambra East and West Federal Constituency, Honorable Chinedu Obidigwe, has called for the establishment of at least 30 internally displaced people's camps in Anambra ahead of the predicted flood in the state. This is coming as the National Meteorological Agency had announced impending flood incidents across states of the Federation that are situated at the coastal regions. In Anambra State, 8 local government areas are feared as possible victims of the impending flood, such as Anambra East, Anambra West, Anyamelu, Uyi, Obaru, Onitsha North and South, as well as Awka North Council areas. According to Honorable Obidigwe, who was the House Committee Chairman on Environment and Ecology, While at the Green Chambers, it is also always devastating, to say the least, when the flood comes, and the worst victims are usually women and children, while farmlands are destroyed. He noted that people get so displaced from their ancestral homes and schools will ultimately be closed during the deluge, which is why there is a need for the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, to start early to put up at least 30 internally displaced people's camps, IDP, for victims to have a place to stay until the flood recede. The former federal lawmaker commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for the ongoing ultra-modern general market at Enugu Aguleri. President Anambra Mandate for Good Governance, Chief Emmanuel Ogugwo, says that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has done tremendously well both in human and infrastructural development in the state. Achievements. Chief Ogugwo, while answering questions from newsmen in Awka, noted that the administration of Governor Soludo has lived up to the expectations in terms of delivering dividends of democracy within his 2 years in office. He explained that Anambra Mandate for Good Governance is committed to supporting and championing the campaign for good governance in Anambra, which the present administration in the state is diligently giving to the residents of the state. The Anambra Mandate for Good Governance National President commended the governor for his One Youth, Two Skills initiative, free antenatal and delivery services to mothers and pregnant women, free basic education, and revitalization of the state water scheme, describing them as steps in the right direction. According to Chief Ogugwo, the construction and ongoing construction of over 400 kilometers of road across the 21 local government areas of the state is a testament to the governor's promise of building a livable, secure, and prosperous homeland for Ndi Anambra. He therefore urged Ndi Anambra to continue with the support to the Soludo-led administration to enable him to implement its blueprint. Still to come on the news this morning, federal government launches National Single Windows Project. Police clash with protesters over Indonesia's law change. Here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra state economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. The news returns shortly.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo 3-in-1 is such a smart choice. Milo, energy to go further.
Federal government has launched the National Single Window NSW project to boost Nigeria's trade and economic growth. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, kicked off the launch of the transformative initiative, which aims to streamline trade processes, reduce bottlenecks, and increase transparency, positioning Nigeria for economic growth. A statement from the Ministry of Finance signed by Mr. Mohamed Manga, Director Information and Public Relations, said the NSW project, spearheaded by the Federal Inland Revenue Service and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, seeks to create a centralized platform where traders can submit and receive information related to import and export procedures. This is expected to significantly reduce the time and cost associated with trade transactions. Mr. Edo noted the importance of the NSW project in driving Nigeria's economic development. Mr. Manga said the launch of the NSW project aligns with President Bola Tinubu's broader economic reform agenda by simplifying trade procedures and reducing bureaucratic hurdles. The government aims to create a more conducive business environment and attract foreign investment. According to the report, as the NSW project progresses, Nigeria can anticipate improved trade efficiency, increased transparency, and more business-friendly environment, paving the way for sustainable economic growth and development. Over to our foreign news. Police have clashed with protesters in the Indonesian capital of Jakarta as tens of thousands of people gathered in protest of government's attempt to reverse a constitutional court ruling. Police also clashed with protesters who gathered in the other major cities such as Badang, Badong, and Yogyakarta. Observers say the power struggle between Indonesia's parliament, which is dominated by the president's supporters, and the country's constitutional court could precipitate a political crisis. According to reports, Indonesia's top court ruled that parties will not need a minimum 20% of representation in their regional assemblies in order to field the candidates. Yet, within 24 hours, Parliament tabled an emergency motion to reverse these changes, a move which has sparked widespread condemnation and fears of a constitutional crisis. A vote on the fast-track legislation, which will reverse part of the court's ruling, was postponed on Thursday because there was not enough MPs present, and if passed, it would maintain the status quo, which favors parties in the ruling coalition of the outgoing President Joko Widodo and his successor Prabowo Subianto. As a result, many local elections are expected to be uncontested affairs. Now, sports. The Super Eagles are expected to resume camping in Uyo on September the 1st, ahead of their 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Benin and Rwanda, a team official said. Will disclose this to journalists. The backroom staff will be in Uyo from September 1st, and they expect most of the players to arrive in good time. The three-time African champions will welcome the Cheetahs of Benin Republic on September 7, starting at 5 o'clock in the evening at Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, and fly out to another 2026 World Cup qualifying rivals, Rwanda, 3 days later for a second AFCON qualifier. They are currently without a coach, with the Nigerian Football Federation stalling the appointment of a new handler following Finidi George's exit from the saddle in June. According to the report, the body is currently torn between former Sweden coach Jane Anderson and Hervé Renard, with a past vast experience in African football, having coached the national teams of Zambia, Angola, Ivory Coast, and Morocco. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page, follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service, subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Television Orca, and on Instagram at absradiotv.com. You can also log on to our website at www.absradio.com. A recap of our main stories. Anambra State Assembly has commended Governor Soludo for ongoing major projects in Orca. Nurse arrested for abusing nephew with heated laundry iron in Anambra. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Ajulu Chukwu Okabwe. Many thanks for joining us. Good morning.